Shalom, shalom. We're back. Our praise to the Most High. In the name of His Holy Son, Hamashiach Yahweh. For all those who was tuning in, I'm back. The name of this class is Cults, Congregations, Camps, and Family. What is the difference? What is the difference? You know what I'm saying? So people need to know this because a lot of people coming to this truth, they don't know about it. They think it's going to be all heaven and peaches and cream. No, that's just the beginning of the work when you come into the truth. But nobody gives anybody any understanding before they come into the truth of the layout of the nation of Israel. You pretty much have to find out on your own. Because you thinking somebody coming to the truth that they're going to be perfect and righteous and holier than what they're supposed to be. And you find out 9 times out of 10, they just the same old niggas. That's Israel, though. That's Israel. So you have to have an understanding of what kind of congregation you're getting into. At least, and this is what this is for. For people who don't know, or people who sitting in the congregations right now who don't know. See, I have an understanding. I've been in 3 camps. Swords of the Spirit is a family. We're not a camp. You know what I'm saying? We're a family. We're a congregation. We're a body. And I come to this from my understanding of the things that I have been through in this truth. So we have to be family. You know, organizations is great, but it's still not the way that we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be family. So I'm just going to give a little rundown, a little understanding to people if they don't know, they new into this truth, that there's a difference. All congregations are not created equal. All congregations are not family. All the leaders are not righteous. So you have to get warning and understanding of these things. Like I said, you got cults that's Israelite. They label the whole nation cults because of the cultish activity that brothers is doing. But how can a nation be a cult? Your nationality is your nationality. You know what I'm saying? That's not a cult. That's what our family is, our nation. A camp is something that you do. You go out and have camp. You go set up in one spot and you have camp. We have spiritual camp, and in future we have military camps. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have the camps for, to protect ourselves. Then you got family. We all know what family is. You let family get away with a little bit more than what you'll let somebody else do. A little bit more than what you'll let a stranger do. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the congregation. The whole nation of Israel make up a congregation. The different groups that we in make up a congregation. So I'm just going to go through the scriptures. We going to do what Christ say do over here at the Swords of the Spirit, the family of the Swords of the Spirit, who is family with the whole nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? We just a little tribe that's not trying to be doing all this stuff that's been learned behavior that's messing our people up. We trying to grow in the spirit now. We don't care about growing in no numbers. We want quality over quantity. I don't care about no numbers because numbers ain't going to do nothing but bring spirits into your group. You know what I'm saying? A family, to be part of the family, you got to marry into the family. You got to be born into the family. You know what I'm saying? You can be adopted into the family, but this ain't no anybody can come up around us type of situation. You know what I'm saying? If your spirit right and you worship the Most High God, you know Christ is the King, you keep the law, statutes, commandments, and the most important thing, you have to love the Most High God more than you love anybody else. Because if you do that, it'll trickle down on everybody else. So we're just going to go to the scriptures. A vast majority of these scriptures come straight from Christ. Period. Because he was already warning us about this stuff. He was already warning us about the cultish activity that the scribes and Pharisees and the Sadducees was doing. They was doing the same thing. That's how we know those same spirits is here now. These men who think they holier than thou, when you know their situations, you know that's fraudulent, but they still portray themselves like they holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? You got to have your house in order. You have to fear the Most High. You have to love your brothers. Love your neighbors as yourself. If you're not doing that, bro, it's a glitch in the system. It's a glitch in what you're saying. So as a person who can discern spirits and have been in this truth and been through the ups and downs of this truth, nothing can shake my faith in the Most High. None of these creatures, none of these men, none of these women, because it's about me and the Most High. And that's what it's supposed to be about for everybody. If you following somebody, you're supposed to follow them as they follow Christ. So therefore, they should be teaching you Christ, because Christ was the example. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It has been already of old time, which was before us. So ain't nothing new up under the sun. So everything that we experiencing right now, it's already been done. Nothing new. These brothers ain't doing nothing new running these coats. Brothers ain't doing nothing new being family, true family. Ain't nothing new under the sun. So we got our writings, we got our teachings to understand this so that we don't fall into the same pit, the same snare, the same trap. Understand me? So Romans 15:4 say, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. Not to be over here using it against people. It's written for our learning. That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. You use these scriptures so that we might have hope. You don't use the scriptures to beat people down. You don't use it to get the upper hand on somebody that's not even your enemy. You don't use it as a weapon against your people. One thing that Israel love to do, the first thing that the Israelite love to do is to go negative. I got to tell you what you're doing wrong. Not no shalom, brother. Not how can we build. Not all praise to the Most High that you in this truth, that you're doing what the Most High commanded us to do. Nothing but negativity. And that's why we can't build a nation. And then you got other people teaching people to do this stuff. And they sitting up here like this is all right. This is not all right. This is for our learning. So why would we go learn this Bible and then turn around and do the same damn thing that we seen our forefathers do? That's idiocracy, man. So I'm going to go to 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 12. And it reads, now I beseech those that read this book, that they be not discouraged for these calamities, but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation. For it is a token of his great goodness when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished. For not as with our other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, till they become to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us. See, this is for our learning. This scriptures is for our learning. So we can see what our forefathers did, and we can learn from those things. So if we see things that our forefathers did that went against the Most High God, why in turn will we then teach people to do the same damn thing that got us put in captivity? That means you're not learning. That makes me question brothers' intelligence. Because it's insanity to keep doing the same thing with no different results. And it's not going to be any different results if we keep going against the Most High. You can build up your congregation all you want. It's going to be the same result, calamity. Because you're going against the Most High and you teach a man so. You're not going to outbox the Most High God. Everybody good at shooting shots. Let me make a video about a brother. But how many people is good at picking up the phone in Matthew 18 and 15? If you that mad at a brother or you feel that offended, why you don't pick up the phone and call him? Because it say the person that's offended is supposed to contact the person they feel like offended them. But no, in turn, brothers get on here making videos against people, acting like bitter broads, man. That ain't helping the nation. That's what the kids is doing. Social media stuff. Time to grow up. That's cultish activity. And it's learned behavior. Brothers ain't been doing that. Brothers ain't been getting on no videos, making videos about brothers because they're in a disagreement. Men dealt with stuff like men. But you would have to learn that from the people you up under, because they have to allow you to do that. But that's the easy thing to do. It's easy to be negative, and it's damn sure easy to be negative towards your own people. But it's hard to forgive. It's hard to move on. It's hard. It's hard to not let the flesh win and let the spirit win. So you see who win it in a fight. If you see a problem with brothers and sisters, who is the one standing in the spirit, and who the one lashing out? That's why I try to teach brothers. Let a hater talk, man. Let them talk. That's their report card they messing up. That's why I say I question brothers' intelligence, because we getting graded on what we do, man. The Lord said He's gonna open up the books. What's gonna be in those books? If you broke the law, your actions compared to breaking the law. This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all of your iniquities. So He ain't punishing the camps. He ain't punishing the congregation. He punishing the whole nation. Stupid. He punishing the whole nation. You think you separated. You think because you say we're not affiliated with any other Israelites, does that mean a damn thing to the Most High? You think because you break off to be a cult, and you think you doing something different than anybody else, that means anything to the Most High? If you being wicked towards your people and towards your God, you being wicked. Just because you're in a disagreement with somebody, don't give you the license to sin. It just don't. But that's what our people do. How about practicing the law of attraction? How about practicing the law of faith? Now we want to practice negativity, the law of negativity, as if Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans don't already have enough negativity in their life as it is. With family, with jobs, with paying these bills. We finna have an oncoming recession. We got inflation. If we ain't got negativity enough, here come the supposedly men of the Lord that's supposed to give hope is out here bashing. That's why here at the Swords of the Spirit, we have been changing our spirit to move closer to Hamashiach Yahushua. That's why we gonna go through these scriptures. That's why you gonna see a change of pace is how we coming at our people, because we recognize what the problem is. If you never recognize you was in a cult, and then you get a congregation, are you gonna do cultish stuff? Yes, you are, because that's what you was taught. So you have to recognize these things, man. So I'm telling people that's coming into this truth, you'd have no idea what you're getting into. Because a lot of these people are foundations of these places, and they don't want to change. That's the biggest problem. You're not going to have any change in that congregation if the heads don't want to change. So we dealing with family, like the scriptures say. Camp is what we do. A cult is a leader's own vain thing that he's trying to do. It's just what it is. The leader that has those things in his mind, his own preconceived notions of what he wants, that's how you end up in a cult. Real leaders don't even want to do this. Real leaders be wanting to pull a Jonah in the whale because they really loners and they really want to be by themselves. But the Most High got other plans. So we got to do what we got to do, because that is what He made us for. Them the ones you need to trust. The ones that love the Most High more than they love everything. The ones who really don't want to do it, because it's so you're not going to have to worry about them, because they not wanting to get nothing out of it. They're not trying to take nothing from you. The brothers that just truly want to serve the Most High, they just want to serve the Most High. But see, you got leaders who got different ideas. They see profitability. They talk all this shit about the pastors, but it's a lot of them just like the pastor. And a lot of the congregations just like the Christian church. Not my deacon, not my captain, not my bishop. It's the same damn thing. What about not my God, my King? That's where our focus needs to be. And these congregations ain't making it to the kingdom. It's going to be the individuals that do the work that pleases the Most High. So we have to train the people in the way that they need to go. Let me get Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12. Because this is what a lot of brothers need to do. Like, it's a lot of brothers in positions that's not qualified to do the job that they do. They just not. I need to see some report cards, a diploma, some certification, something. And I ain't talking about in the Bible. I'm just talking about in life, period. Because we had a poor education system growing up. So a lot of these people that slip through the cracks, and they over here trying to teach people how to be leaders, and they don't even know how to be leaders. Just due to the situation they put in. So this is Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which is the first principles of the oracles of God, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. Because you got to start over. I done started over several times because I see the flaws in the operation that we do. That's why I'm leaning on Christ. So you want to be taught again? Lean on Hamashiach Yahushua. That's what we're going to do today. Lean on Hamashiach Yahushua. That's the teacher that you need to be taught again from. Not the man can teach you as much as they can teach you, but your spirit has to be growing. You need to look at the leader. It's no excuses for a leader to be out of order. It's no excuses for a leader to be spitting venom and spitting lies towards people. You're supposed to be more in the spirit than anybody. But if your leader is doing those type of things, your leader making classes against brothers that's in their congregation, if they blaspheming brothers, they bearing false witness on brothers, they lying on brothers, you got a wicked leader. Period. We supposed to be moving towards Hamashiach Yahushua. So if you sitting in a congregation where you know damn well they doing that, you just as guilty as them. You say, what am I supposed to do? I don't have anywhere to go. Well, you better pray to the Most High, because it's better to, if your right arm offends you, he said it's better to cut it off. You'd rather walk into the kingdom of heaven with a nub than to not go in at all. That's what I did. Brothers mad at me because I did that several times, and I ain't doing it no more because I done did it. The Most High put me where he want me to be, and that's why I say this is not a camp, this is not a cult, this is a family. But I'd chop it right off if I lose my chance of going into the kingdom dealing with wicked brothers, man. I don't care how they feel about it. And a lot of our people be worried about, first of all, if you got to feel some type of way about leaving somewhere you voluntarily came, that's already a problem. You should already question that situation. If you got to be nervous, brother say, I left out of order. How do you leave out of order? I'm a grown man that came on my own. I leave on my own. It ain't my fault brothers want to come with me. You need to check your spirit. Quit always saying what's wrong with somebody else and examine your own self. Because ain't none of us perfect. A lot of times people need to move away from people because they're not perfect, so they can save themselves. A lot of times people leave people alone so they can try to save themselves, man. But now when you're in a cult, they don't care. So that's why you got to be retaught again how to do this thing, man. Be retaught by Christ. Because you get in there at first, you start learning the basics, start learning the milk. But you're not skilled in the milk. Because if you hate your brother, you got a grudge against your brother, you are breaking the law. Period. This is Matthew chapter 20 and verse 25. Let's go to the king, man. I'm going to learn anything I want to learn from the king. So I can't even hardly watch brothers no more. Ain't nothing but hate. Like people used to say when I'm on the street, y'all teach hate. Hell, I'm about to start agreeing. Because our people hate their own self, even in the truth. They lie in a minute and say, oh, I love my bruise. I love the bruising of the camp. No, you don't. Quit lying. Stop lying. Because if you love them, you'll do the things that the Lord told us to do towards each other. See, brothers think because somebody hold a peace, they try to stay in the spirit, they take it for weakness. No, it's not weakness. It takes more strength to stay in the spirit and not do something towards your brothers than to do it. Because that means your flesh woman. And brothers think they so smart, man. Look at Matthew chapter 20 and verse 25. But Yahushua called them unto him and said, ye know, this is another problem in these camp congregation situations. They exercise authority like the Gentiles. Let's see what Christ said. But Hamashiach Yahushua called them unto him and said, ye know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them. But it shall not be so among you. But whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. But it shall not, and whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant. So you ain't getting in this thing for glory and praise from man. But a lot of people do. Vain glory, and there, hence why they be bad leaders. Because their whole purpose was getting in the position was so that they can rule over somebody. They can have somebody under them. But in reality, Christ said that if you, who is greatest among you, is a servant. That's how you're supposed to be. Let's get some more on that precept. Let's go to Matthew chapter 23 and 1. So this is for the people. If you sitting in these congregations and you see your leaders going off, you need to question yourself. Because they can take you down with them. This is the book of Matthew chapter 23 and verse 1. Then spake Hamashiach Yahushua to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you, observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. So you see leaders whoremongering, you see leaders laying with women they ain't supposed to be laying with, doing things they ain't supposed to be doing, but they telling you to keep the commandments. The Lord say do what they telling you to do. Observe those things if it's coming out the scriptures. Write things, but don't do the things that they do. But see, we not locked down in our situation where we at because we coming up out of captivity. So you're not obligated to be there. Like if we was in our own land, our own towns, cities, you'll be there. You might have to deal with them for an extended period of time until the Most High move them around. But it's more congregations out here now. You got options. You do not have to sit up here with the crap that's going on. Plus, you need to be with a congregation whose spirit, your spirit bear witness with. Read on. Verse 4. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders. But they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. I know brothers like that. They can sure give some orders. They can sure give orders. But they can't take no orders. They can give them though. They ain't going to get up to move their own finger. And that's why a lot of these people come into there trying to get the positions so that they can rule over people. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. Some people come in with preconceived notions of what they want to do, what they want to accomplish, what they want to achieve, and they leech on the brothers that got different skills and resources so that they can build those things up. A true brother of the Lord is just in it to do the work. That's it. Verse 5, but all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms of the feast and the chief seats in the synagogue. See, people, they want the praise. They want the admiration. but is their spirit right though? You don't have to go manufacture this stuff. If you're about what you're talking about, it's going to happen through the Most High. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. So I'm going to drop down. I'm going to keep reading. And greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. But be not ye called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Hamashiach Yahushua, and all ye are brethren. All of us are brothers. So if anybody in this truth that think they are above anybody else in this truth, they have lost their damn mind. Because we are brethren. That's what Christ said. That's why it behooved him to be made like unto his brother. So if the king was behooved to be made like unto his brethren, who are you? I just be looking back thinking about who some of these dudes think they really are. They really do get their spirit on thinking that they somebody that they not. I'm David reincarnated. Brother, how do you know when it say ain't no remembrance of the former days? Stop it. Verse 8. But be not called rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren. And call no man your father upon earth, for one is your Father, which is in heaven. Neither be called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. But he that is greatest among you. Now watch this. So you so great, right? This is Christ's word. If you so great. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased. And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. So just like the other scripture said, you want to be the chief man, you want to be the man in charge, then you are a servant. That's what the scriptures say. But I've seen too many times where these brothers don't want to be no servant. They just want to be the head. They don't want to do no work. They want to reap the benefits of being the head of a camp. We're going to jump over to verse 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. Oh, it's some hypocrites out here. They can tell you what you're doing wrong, and they doing the same damn thing. Because we're doing the same work. So they telling you what you're doing wrong with your situation as a group. Because you don't agree with them, you wrong. Man, go on, man. That's silly. Difference of opinion. For ye pay tithes of mint and an anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. And that's the problem. You got to respect the persons. You got unrighteous judgment. You got witness tampering. You got all types of wicked stuff going on. That's how I know the people don't know what they do. You messing up judgment. And Christ say you omitting the weightier matters of the law. Mercy, faith, judgment. You got to have mercy and faith. You got to have forgiveness. Because you can't even put down a punishment on nobody because you're not qualified. The Lord already told us that. He who is without sin cast the first stone. So all you can do is try to suspend somebody from your organization. How is that helping anybody? Can you suspend somebody from your family? If we family, I can't suspend you. I got to work with you. That's another. We touched on that in a minute. Let's jump over here to Matthew chapter 5, verse 19. Here go Christ again. So if you sit in the congregation and they teaching you to hate somebody, teaching you to go against somebody you don't even have a problem with, the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 17. No, verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, so you sit in the congregation where the leader is breaking the commandments, telling you to hate your brother, causing division, and teach men so, and then they teaching you so, to where you got a problem with somebody you ain't even have a problem with, all because they moved on or they in another group. And you going along with this and you think you right? You think that's okay because they got to disagree. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Are you in gangs or what? Is this gang activity? Is this a gang mentality? Or is we supposed to be a family, a nation of people? Sound a little gangland to me. So it's like, and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. So if you go along with this stuff, you losing out on your chance of getting to the kingdom of heaven. Just think, common sense. If we supposed to love our neighbor as we love ourselves, these people got a problem with these people for whatever reason. I'm with these people, but these are my brothers and sisters. I know them, but we ain't had a problem. And because they say don't deal with them, I'm going to do that. Do you not? How much of a sheep are you? The people ain't did nothing. The person ain't did nothing to you, but you going to listen to them. And then you unrighteous because you're not even going to get both sides of the story. So that's unrighteous judgment right there. And they teaching you to do that. And that's what's been taught all throughout Israel. How to have go negative, do unrighteous judgment, nothing positive. Only the real ones in Israel is gonna exalt another brother. Only the real ones. You need to look at you a fake one if you go along with what somebody else say and you ain't have a problem with another Israelite. You a fake one. You fugazi. And I don't care who don't like it. It's the truth. Even in the world, if you did that, you fake. So you call yourself a child of God, but you let a man, a creature, turn you against another child of God. And you think you're in the truth? The truth is pure. The truth is real. The truth is authentic. What our people do is fake, phony, fugazi. They convince themselves that they right. But I'm going to the scriptures. They omit the weightier matters of the law, period. All they care about is trying to rebuke somebody, trying to cut somebody. Let me cut him out. I'm going to cut him. We're going to cut him. Why is that your first mentality to go out here and teach the people when you're supposed to be releasing the captives? The truth's supposed to make you free, not make you want to fight. And it took me years to really get to this point where I'm at. And all praise due to the Most High God that He getting me there, man, to have this understanding. That's why I don't give a damn what these niggas say that's pushing this hatred. That's pushing it against their own people. I don't give a damn. Because the Most High been dealing with me the whole time. When ain't no man was dealing with me, man. That's why I do it for the Most High God, trying to get my penny into the kingdom. So this is what the Lord said to do with those men who want to try to turn other Israelites away from other Israelites for their own vain self. We don't belong to nobody but the Most High God in Christ. We was given as a inheritance to the Christ. So how these Negroes out here thinking that they own somebody? Because they got these little organizations. This is the book of Romans chapter 6 and verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause division and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. Because if you teaching to go against your own people, that's contrary to the doctrine that we learned. And the Lord told me to avoid you. You know what I'm saying? If you teaching cultism, you want somebody to be in your coat, you worse than the Christian church. How can an Israelite who running a coat be talking about the Christian church when they running coats too? You're supposed to teach against that. You go into the same damn thing they doing, and you just like them. So the Lord said, Mark them. For they that are such serve not the Lord, Hamashiach Yahushua, but their own bellies. That's what a cult leader do. They serve their own bellies. I done seen it. I done seen a brother coming there with some equipment, coming there with a box truck, coming there with anything that can be profitable for that man and that organization. They're all over it. Oh, they their best friend. How many of us have seen it? You sitting up here mediocre, regular guy, regular soldier, or brother coming here with some status, some apparatus that can make money. The leaders all over. Now they their best friend, inviting them out to eat, inviting them over the house, because they trying to get something out of them. I done seen it. I done witnessed it. That's why I can say I was in the starts of a cult. I wasn't part of it. I was in it. But I didn't know, you don't know what this leader thought process is when he in a wolf in sheep clothing. But I recognized that's what it was turning into. That's how I can avoid the pitfalls now. That's why the last place I left, it was turning into that same thing. I'm not being a part of no cult. I don't give a damn who don't like it. I didn't sign up to be in the truth, to be in the cult. I signed up in the truth to be part of the nation of Israel. And I know a lot of people ain't gonna like this. That's why the numbers flushering all over the place. You got a lot of numbers, small numbers. They coming in and out. Because you may be sitting in a cult. So you don't want to hear it. I don't give a damn. I'm telling the truth. It's the truth gonna set you free. But see, they don't get it until it happens to them. That's when they get it. That's when they click. When they come after you. Then you'll get what Judah Mack was talking about. Then you'll get what Nehemiah was talking about. Then you'll get what all these brothers who have left these organizations is trying to tell y'all that y'all don't want to hear. But see, I understand. I'm not going after the individual person to try to tell them. I'm just making a public service announcement, because until you experience it for yourself, you're not going to understand. As soon as them cult leaders start coming for you, then you'll understand. So it say, by good words and fair speeches, deceive the hearts of the simple. Deceive the hearts of the simple. That's all they do. Our people simple, man. The brothers taking advantage of that thing, because all they care about is numbers. Like I said before, we care about the spirit. That's why I had to change my spirit. When the brothers want to attack, let them attack. They ain't talking about nothing, no way. What the Most High God say? If he unpleased with you, you gonna know it, because he gonna chastise. Well, you better hope he chastises you. These niggas can't do nothing. They acting like niggas in the truth. That's how we got in this situation. That's how we ended up in captivity. That's why I say ain't no new thing under the sun, man. We just repeating the same old cycle. We done bethought ourselves, coming back to our heritage, and now what we reading in the Bible is what we seeing come to fruition of how we really are. Matthew chapter 18 and verse 11. Because the Lord say, mark those that cause division. So if you doing things with somebody in there, in that organization, see, this is what making the cult and making that righteous. When you got people in there that won't change, and then the leadership can't do nothing about it because it's their wife, their brother, best friend, or anything like that, then they can't get them up out of there. They don't want to get them up out of there. So people will come in, have a situation with those people who are part of the foundation that's not going to change, and it runs people out left and right. And the weaker-minded people, it runs them out the truth. And those people don't even care. These organizations don't care. But let's see what Christ said. Matthew 18 and verse 11. I'm going to start at verse 10. Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones. For I say unto you, that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. How think ye, if a man have 100 sheep, and one of them be gone astray, Doeth he not leave the 99 and goeth into the mountain and seeketh that which is gone astray? And if so, be that he find it. Verily I say unto you, he rejoices more of that sheep than the 99 which went not astray. Even so, it is not the will of your Father which is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish. You see that? These niggas don't care if you perish. A lot of these brothers hope when you lead a camp that you lead the truth. So what's that? Is that hoping you perish? That's why they talk down on you. That's why they talk against you. That's why they make videos against you. That's why they talk to tell the congregation you wicked, you evil. But you wasn't wicked and evil when you was with them. So if you wicked and evil and you left them, what do that make them? And they talking about you. Let no man deceive you now. God should not be mocked, and he is not the author of confusion. This is a men talk. That's why I'm going to go, thus saith the Lord, what Christ said. Because I'm seeing men doing their thing. Yeah, they using the Bible. They got people there, but that's all they want to do. But what about when the person leaves? Do you call them? Do you check on them? Do you see why the brother left? Do you try to fix what happened to try to make the brother stay or the sister stay? Oh, if they got resources, they do. They don't even get mad at everybody that leave. If you don't have any resources or you wasn't bringing them to the table, they ain't even tripping on you. But if you had something, they feel like you took something away from them. Or if people leave with you, they feel like you took something away from them. They're not going to give the credit to the Most High God that he's in control of everything. They want to blame you. Sorry. It's the Father, man. Let's go to Mark chapter 9 and verse 37. Because brothers act like because you ain't with them, now you the enemy. Well, let's see what Christ said again. The book of Mark chapter 9 and verse 37. Whosoever shall receive one such children in my name, receiveth me. And whosoever shall receive me, receiveth not me, but him that sent me. And John answered him, saying, Master, we saw one casting out devils in your name, in thy name, and he followeth not us. This is a bad problem in Israel, because somebody followeth not them. And we forbade him because he followeth not us. But Yahweh said, forbid him not, for there is no man which shall do a miracle in my name that can lightly speak evil of me. For he that is not against us is on our part. So if we out here doing the same thing and we not coming against each other, we not coming against you, then why are you coming against somebody else that's doing the same work? It's doing the same work. They act like it's a competition. And I promise you, you people that's watching this, go through these scriptures and see. Yahweh was already laying it out. What you think the Pharisees are? That's a cultish activity, man. That's why they had a problem with Christ when he wasn't in agreement with them. They had a problem with that. They kept running up on him, kept trying to ask him stupid questions, trying to trip him up. They was obsessed with Christ. It's not a competition. It's not a competition. You're all trying to get the same penny. I thought these brothers knew the scriptures, man. So it don't matter how many people you got. No matter how big of an army you got, we all belong to the Most High. It's not your army. It's the Most High God's army. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 20 and verse 16. Verse 1. And I'm going to read this to 16. This is a parable about getting a penny. For the kingdom of heaven is likened to a man that is a householder, which went out early in the morning and to hire laborers into his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And he went out about the third hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And he said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, I will give you. And they went their way. So he already got some laborers, offered them the penny. It was some time to pass. he offered some more laborers the same penny. Verse 5, again, he went out about the 6th and 9th hour and did likewise. So he went out the 6th hour, seen some laborers, he offered them a penny for work. He went out the ninth hour, seen some laborers, he offered them some work. So they all coming in at different times, but they're all agreeing to the same penny. And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing idle and saith unto them, why stand ye here all the day idle? They say unto him, because no man has hired us. He saith unto them, go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall ye receive. So this is late in the day. It's later, like right down in the time of the earth. Even the white man knows it's like 11:59 on the doomsday clock. So we getting close to the end. So Christ, the Lord went out, woke up some laborers, got some laborers to come out and work in the 11th hour. So you got brothers who've been there since the 3rd hour, since the beginning of the day. You know what I'm saying? Verse 7. Well, Salakia, verse 8. So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his servant, unto his steward, call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came, that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. So they thinking because they've been there longer that they supposed to get more, that it's supposed to be better for them than what it is for anybody else. But you agreed to what you got. Now you want to change it. That ain't righteous. You agreed to the hire of a penny. So just because the man went out and chose to go get more laborers, that has nothing to do with you. It's like it has nothing to do with us when the Most High want to wake up more people to do this work. Younger brothers, more energetic brothers. How you going to get mad at that? Just be happy you got woke up. Just be happy you got hired. Verse 11. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, this last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us. That's a boy, a lot of these old heads got a problem with that. That these youngsters come up, boy, them old heads is jealous. Because these youngsters come up and they on fire. And they learning these precepts. And they coming into this truth. To the point you, brother, they can't even believe these brothers keeping the commandments like they doing at 20, 21 years old. Because your old ass couldn't do it. But the Most High, he hire who he want to hire. What's the workforce? You got to always hire a younger workforce. Saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and heat of the day. Meaning, we set the foundation for this work. So you got old heads who did set the foundation. But the Most High, he gonna give you your labor. Don't look at the younger generation and get jealous, man. Concentrate on your work that you agreed to with the Most High. Don't get mad. Do your job. Verse 13. But he answered one of them and said, friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is, and go thy way. I will give unto this last, even unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine? Is thine eye evil, because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, but few are chosen. Man. Many are called, but few are chosen. It's a lot. This is what it is. Just be glad you got hired to get you a chance to get a penny. But don't get caught up with brothers who ain't gonna get that penny, man. This is what this is a warning for. Don't get caught up with it. Because another thing in these situations, in these COVID situations, they tell you to leave your family alone. They tell you to leave your family alone. then when you have a situation with them, they through with you. They done turned their back on you, ostracized you. And then you turn on your family for them. And you done wreaked havoc. You done burnt bridges. Now your family don't even want to deal with you because of them. That ain't what the scriptures say, man. I tell you, don't be over here philandering around with the wicked. But it don't say cut your mama and your daddy off. Because if you do that, then how could you do that? Who are you doing this for? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 14 and verse, it's like it, chapter 5 and verse 14. And it reads, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So if we all light, we sitting around each other, then who are we lighting up? Who are you supposed to give the light to if it ain't your family? But you got people telling you, no, leave them alone. No, you're going to go do the wicked things that they doing, but you still have to come around and be a light for them. Let's see what Christ did. Go to Mark chapter 2 and 13. Just show you these brothers just want to control and manipulate people. Christ ain't do none of this, man. Christ ain't do none of this. This is the book of Mark chapter 2 and verse 13. And he went forth again by the seaside, and all the multitude resorted unto him, and he taught them. And as he passed by, he saw Levi, the son of Alphaeus, sitting at the receipt of custom, and said unto him, follow me. And he arose and followed him. And it came to pass that as Hamashiach Yahushua sat at meat in his house, many publicans and sinners sat also together with Hamashiach Yahushua and his disciples. For there were many, and they followed him. And when the scribes and Pharisees saw him eat with publicans and sinners, they said unto his disciples, how is it that he eateth and drinketh with publicans and sinners? Like, this is that holier than thou stuff. You think because you sit with publicans and sinners that you gonna turn into a publican and sinner like it's can rub off? No, only you can go make yourself do this stuff because you fall for the lust of the flesh. You sit with publicans and sinners all the time. If you go to school, if you go to work, you got lunch, you may not be sitting directly with them, but some people do. You ain't finna stop being cool with people because the Lord said, if it all be possible, what lieth in you, be at peace with all men. So, but these people want you to cut everybody off. That's the sign of a cult. Christ sat with the sinners and publicans. Verse 17, when Hamashiach Yahushua heard it, he saith unto them, they that are whole have no need of the physician, but they that are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. Ain't that what we supposed to be doing? So be calling the sinners to repentance? But no, they'd rather you, that's a clear-cut sign to let you know they just want you to be up under them. They just want to control you. Because if they telling you to leave your family alone, how you going to be a light to them to save your family? If you just always with the Israelites in your camp. Or being a light to other Israelites that's halfway in and halfway out that need that encouragement. They got brothers, can't even talk to other brothers from other camps. Can't even talk to other Israelites. If you not coming to them, they camp, they ain't even dealing with you. Boy, that's wicked. That's wicked. But I'm here to let you know that you don't have to be a Bible scholar to understand what the Most High wants you to do for him. But I'll tell you this, he don't want you to go against your own people. He don't want you to hate your brothers and sisters. He don't want you to teach that stuff, man. That's learned behavior in these cults. And I'm not no means saying all what they call camps or congregations is cults. Nope. I'm not saying it at all. But I'm saying it's a lot of them out there. I'm saying that I done been there witness. It's a difference between the family and running the coat. It is. You ain't gonna have no animosity with a family like you do with a coat. So it's just a little public service announcement the Lord put on me. And I'm gonna end it with this one. I got two more. Jeremiah 20 and 30. Because we just don't learn our damn lesson, man. Jeremiah 20 and Salakia. 2 and 30. And it reads, let's start at 29. Wherefore will ye plead with me? Ye all have transgressed against me, saith the Lord. In vain have I smitten your children. They received no correction. Your own sword has devoured your prophets like a destroying lion. When you going after another brother, you destroying your own, you devouring your own prophets, stupid. When we beefing back and forth, you devouring your own prophets. If we can't love each other, then why would anybody else love us? What profit is there for the people, you just to love the people in your group? What profit is there? See if I can find it right quick. If they already love you, then what profit is there? There's things we need to think about, is it? Like, I don't have a problem with nobody in this truth. I'm not gonna have no problem with nobody in this truth. I don't care what they say about me. I'm keeping my eye on the prize. I'm keeping my eye on the penny. And when you in the vineyard working, you ain't got time to worry about nothing else. That just is what it is. So I employ our people to lean on Christ. That's the only way we're gonna get through this thing, man. All right, this is the book of Matthew. This is the last one. The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 46. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same? And if ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more? What do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans so? Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. That's what he left us with on that. If you only loving the people in your congregation, what reward have you? I thought brothers knew how to read. I thought brothers really was Bible scholars. I thought brothers really knew what the scriptures say. Well, Yahweh shall prove that's not true. Every time we react out of place and we teach men so. So if you only loving the people that's in your congregation, what reward have you? So I just want to say all praises to the Most High God in the name of His Holy Son, Mashiach Yahushua, for giving me the understanding of loving your neighbor as yourself, because it's one of the most important commandments. Because if you don't love your neighbor as you love yourself, you can't love the Most High. If you can't love the Most High, then everything else is null and void. So that's why I say all praises to the Most High, man. All praises for waking me up into this truth, for teaching me to love my brothers as I love myself, for all the brews that's really out here in sincerity, in the spirit of Christ, that's really trying to help build this nation and build this brotherhood. Not the ones that's out for their own vain agenda, for their organization. The ones that's out here for the nation, man. Because from this point on, I'm only dealing with the real. I'm not dealing with I don't want to do none of this extra stuff that they out here doing that's not ordained by the Most High. And I'm not being holier than thou. I'll just see what the pitfalls are. So Nehemiah, Sword of the Spirit, we here for brothers who in sincerity and in truth is really trying to build a nation. It's really trying to serve the Lord, man. That ain't got no secret agendas, no underlying things that they trying to do according to them. Everything got to be according to the Most High, man. And with that, I say all praise to the Most High God. Bashema Mashiach Habashah. Kwam Yasharala. Hallelujah.